What Moises Caicedo did after Joao Pedro Chelsea goal as Thiago Silva shows true colours. Chelsea news as Pedro Neto did what everyone was thinking at the MetLife Stadium in the Blues Club World Cup semi-final win over Fluminense. Even Thiago Silva wasn't expecting it. That says quite something. Ironically, Silva was the one who inadvertently set up Joao Pedro's opening goal of the Club World Cup semi-final and the first of his Chelsea career. The veteran defender cleared Pedro Neto's low cross, diverting it out of the Fluminense box. When Pedro picked the ball up, drifting into space with a horseshoe of red and green shirts in front of him, the picture unfolded in slow motion. There were 8 Fluminense players around him, not counting the goalkeeper, but none of them close enough. He had both very little time and far too much. Silva's clearance wasn't as good as it could have been. The muscle memory to be in the right place at the right time is still there, but he failed to get it out of danger entirely. Had his teammates been more aware and quicker to react, it might have been a fine piece of defending. 2 seconds later, with one touch to control the ball, another to shift it out of his feet, and then the dart to fire it into the top corner, Pedro had arrived. It was everything that his 40 minutes cameo from the bench against Palmeiras had deserved. At the point of connection, Pedro had actually been shut down. The gap to fire the ball into isn't big either. There is a corridor over the heads of the Fluminense defenders, including Silva, but no way through them. It is usually said that attackers will use a defender's body as a shield to bend the ball around. Here, Pedro used a line of 3 to arrow the ball over, instead. It provided the perfect flight trajectory and aim point. One of the aspects of Pedro's game that had been analyzed before his Chelsea move was the volume of blocked shots. Usually from inside the 18-yard area, Pedro does not let fly like this all that often. He comes across as a player with confidence, though. The sort of confidence to do exactly this. In 70 matches at Brighton he scored just once from outside the box. From 109 at Watford he only did it twice. Before the game he spoke about being the Europa League group stage top scorer and how it prepared him for the step up to the Champions League. That sort of confidence, with the assertive self-belief that he belongs at Chelsea. This was a match much closer to Europa League level, but the importance for Chelsea cannot be undervalued. Despite the wide ridiculing of the Club World Cup, and a lot of it for good reason, this has become more important as the tournament goes on. Opens up as it has, Chelsea have had the chance to simply keep going. Enzo Maresca's tactical flexibility throughout, shifting his build-up patterns and use of wingers, most notably, will have benefits next season. Without a proper preseason to work on these things, his call to use a near full-strength 11 has paid off. Chelsea have played some excellent football at times in the knockout stages. Their opponents haven't always been the best, but that rarely stopped them from playing below par or without excitement during much of 2025. In a competition which has resembled a glorified Conference League pathway, Chelsea have shown the ability to be too good without ever standing out. They have always wanted to take the thing seriously, though, and the attempts to buy players before it started were as much a reflection of their ambitions as they were a ploy to get Maresca some pitch time with those who will not have much of a summer on the grass. Pedro's arrival signifies this. Chelsea signed him with the intention of using him immediately to boost their prospects of going the whole way, but nobody could have imagined this sort of impact. There is training privately to be ready for the opportunity, and there then is performing in searing heat for a new club having not started a club match for almost 3 months. He already has a relationship with fellow Brazilian André Santos. There is South American love for Enzo Fernandez, who, incidentally, Pedro felt should have gotten the Man of the Match award. He combined well with Cole Palmer, linked to the refreshed Christopher Nkunku, and found angles to bounce off Neto. Pedro is a laid-back but big character. He feels like he deserves to be at this stage, having gone through the system. From Rio and Fluminense, the club that gave him a chance, to Watford. From the Championship to Brighton. From there to New York, the MetLife Stadium, and soon the Champions League. This was a time of reflection despite the moment. "I've got mixed feelings," Pedro told FIFA afterwards. "I apologize for the 2 goals. This is my job. I'm sad to see some of the players I played alongside, some of the staff I know upset. Seeing their sadness is difficult, because I know this was their dream. I'm sorry, but the Fluminense fans know how much I love the club. I hope to return to Fluminense one day. I can't predict the future, but I hope we see each other again. Pedro spent 8 years going through the Fluminense system. From a defensive midfielder to a striker, he joined as an under-11 and went all the way to the senior side. His transfers earn them money and repay the faith that his mother had to rely on to make ends meet. In the least competitive of the competitive settings, if there ever was a chance to show respect to a former club, this was it. Pedro took off for 2 long strides before realizing what he had done in striking the ball crisply into the goal. Went up immediately in apology. Chelsea players ran to him in celebration, but his eyes were glossed over and transfixed. Not even a smile crossed his face after the stunning first goal. Neto did not hold back as much. His hands went immediately to the back of his head in disbelief. From the left, he watched as Pedro launched this assault on Fabio's goal. Fernandes put his arms out wide, went over to give him a hug. Moises Caicedo jumped on his back. Trevoh Chalobah stood and applauded. Pedro would not be drawn into celebrating, though. They gave everything to me. They showed me to the world. If I'm here, it's because they believed in me, he said. I'm very grateful, but this is football. I have to be professional. I feel sorry for them, but I have to do my job. Silva, another Fluminense graduate, could only hold his hands up in amazement as well. This kid is special, he admitted afterwards. I have a lot of affection for him. I faced him twice while I was at Chelsea and he was at Watford, and he played 2 great games against us. I didn't expect him to have such an inspired afternoon. He scored with 2 great shots. I wish Joao Pedro good luck on his path. If Silva is saying it, then Chelsea will usually listen. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Chelsea updates and football news from around the world.